Hey everyone, so I'm back with another design team submission for Tresors de Luxe, and this time I have altered a frame, and you can keep on watching and see how this came together. So I'm not really going to go too much into the detail of it, but this was a really plain frame that I got on clearance at Michael's, and I altered it, and then I put this Dressform on the backer board for the frame. And this is fabric, Tim Holtz Eclectic Elements fabric that is on the backing of it. And then I've just used the beautiful laces and trims from Tresors de Luxe to dress my Dressform. You can see some of the lace right here, and I've pieced, appliqued the pieces for the wings on my little Dressform here as well. There are also some of these bead sprays that you can get in the store, and that is about it. So it was a kind of, well, I want to say it was a simple project, but it really wasn't, because it was very time consuming because of all the steps I took to get to this final process. But I really loved putting this piece together. So here is like just a little side view. I like how dimensional it is. I like that it's outside the glass, no glass in the center, and I've got to find a home for it now. But yeah, so just keep watching if you're interested in how this came together. Oh, and I did use some of the, again, those Dusty Rose flowers that I absolutely love. I think I use that in every single project that I have done so far. I liked these flowers before I came onto the design team, and I still continue to use them. So yeah, that's become kind of a pattern with me lately. So anyway, keep watching if you're interested in how this came together. I am going to put all the links down below to the Tresors de Luxe website, the Facebook page. Go like the Facebook page. They have a lot of projects from not just the YouTube designers, but from a lot of the incredibly talented bloggers who post projects as well. And there are just some incredibly talented people from the bloggers side of it. Not that the other YouTubers aren't as talented, because they most certainly are, but I was surprised to learn that there was a blogging side to this when I started a couple of months ago. So you should go check it out. And I think that's it. So keep watching, and I will see you guys next time. Well, okay. I saw this episode of Scrapbook Soup. It's an older episode, and the representative from Michael's was on there doing this really cool altered frame that had a Dressform mannequin with angel wings off of it. So, and now that I'm looking at this frame, I'm like, ooh, I don't know that I can get big angel wings on here, so it's not to scale. Alright, I'm going to still try to make this work. So, okay, my garbage truck is running outside right now. Alright, sorry for the noise. Okay, so I found this frame at Michael's. It was a clearance frame. It was originally like 35 bucks, and it was on clearance for 10 bucks. It's a Baroque frame. I really liked it because of the corners, the way, I just liked it because it's also dimensional. And since my project's going to be popping off the frame, I thought that was perfect for this. So, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to use the actual frame part as my canvas. So let me finish taking this off. And this is what I'm going to be working with. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I don't know if I'm going to do like a mixed media thing on it, or if I'm going to layer it with fabric or paper. I just don't know yet. My first step though is going to be to clean it up first. Okay, I'm going to put a crackle medium on it. Now this is the one that I always use that never works for me, but I'm going to give it a go see how it works. Maybe I'll get a different reaction this time. I don't know. And then I'm going to go over it with the Martha Stewart Vintage Decor Paint. This is in Seashell. Right here. Seashell. And these were on sale at Michael's this week for 25% off. So I picked up a couple of bottles. I'm going to try that instead of the home decor paint from Folk Art. So hopefully I'll like this. It's more expensive though, so, but they have a better color range than what they do at my local Joann, so that's why I wanted to try this. Okay, so first I'm going to lay my Crackle Medium on my frame, let it dry, and then come over it with the paint, and I'll be back after all that's done. Okay, so I took that backer board, and because I still don't know what I'm going to do with it, I decided to just go ahead and gesso it. That way, if I do use a fabric on it, at least it won't have a dark background. This is going to be a totally moot point if I wind up just covering it in paper. But like I said, I still don't know yet. I'm still working that part out. Okay, then I gessoed my Dressform as well, because what I'm going to do now is take some Collage Posh, if I can find it. Here we go. Taking some Collage Posh, and I have some strips of this tissue paper from Tim Holtz, and I've just torn it in strips, and I'm trying to find a brush for that now. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to start laying this. I don't know how much of this is actually going to show up once I'm done with my Dressform, because I mean, I do plan on dressing her with the laces from Tresors de Luxe, and I just messed that up. Okay. I may have to do this, just show you this part and then come back, because stuff like that's going to happen, wastes time. And again, I wish I could just do the fast forward process on my video editing, but I can't. So I'm just gonna, well, I can't say, I just got way too much of this out. But you can get the gist of what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna take some long pieces here and collage it on and continue this process until it's done to the point that I want it to be done anyway. Because like I said, a lot of this is going to be covered up with the laces and stuff. You just want to make sure you get all the air bubbles out. So just going over it and over it because I'm finding air bubbles, trying to get it out. So like so, and then I'll be back. Okay, so the collage has been done on my Dressform, and what I did is I took some watered gesso and went over the entire Dressform after it had dried, the collage had dried. And because I want the background to still be seen, but I just don't want it so, you know, prominent. So I knocked that back a little bit by putting the watered down gesso. Because I could have just put regular gesso over it and you still probably would have seen a little bit of it, but my thought is, why go to all that effort of collaging if you're hardly going to see it? And some, you know, projects that may be what the look you're going for, but I wanted to have a little bit of that be seen. Like I said, don't know how much of this is going to be seen once I get all the laces from Tresors de Luxe on here, but this is where I'm at right now with the Dressform. And then here's my frame, and I don't like the way, of course, the way the crackle turned out. It's actually kind of crap. So I don't know if I just need to try a different kind of crackle medium, and look, I missed a spot, so I'm going to have to go back and touch that up, but I don't know if I need to try a different crackle medium. I've tried the Elmer's glue trick too. That doesn't work for me. I just, like I said, I have a hard time with Crackle. The only thing that's ever worked for me is the Crackle paint texture paste, whatever, from Martha Stewart that I've used, but I didn't want the texture on here, so I couldn't use it on this project. Okay, so what I did is I took some Rub and Buff in the Grecian Gold. My bottle is so dried out. I mean, I had to wind up cutting the top off of my little tube because this has dried out so much. So what I'm doing is I'm just going over this part right here where this little design is at, and also going to hit kind of the areas here where it's raised right here, and also around the edges. So I'm just going around. I'm trying to do this with this really horrible rub and buff that's all dried out. So don't know exactly how much I'm going to be able to get out of this. Hopefully enough to finish the frame at least. Okay, and then I'm going to have to clean it out because there's all kinds of dust and stuff in it, but you get the gist of what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go around the edge here, finish this up, and then I'll be back. Okay, I have to say I'm really happy with the way my frame turned out after I got all that Rub and Buff on here. So love, love, love. Oh, love it. So this, and I took it all the way around too. I just kind of aged it up by putting it all over. I decided after I got it on, you know, these raised areas, I was like, let's just see how it looks if I just kind of go over some of the little bit of cracking I've got going on here. So anyway, really like the way that turned out. Okay, and then I decided for my backer board that I was going to use the Tim Holtz Eclectic Elements fabric, and it's a music sheet. I can't remember the exact name of it. I've already put the fabric up. I cut it out. My rotary trimmer blade needed to be replaced, so I did a really, not a very good job of cutting it out, but I'm going with it. Okay, and so what I'm going to use to adhere this is the Fast Grab Tacky Glue by Aleene's. It's instant hold and permanent. This is what I use to adhere the fabric to my lace organizer boxes. My last DT project. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is, boy, this stuff is messy too. I'm going to spray it. You should probably do this outside. And then I think I'm going to do this too. Just so I make sure I got a really good adhesion. Then now it's going to be the fun part, trying to get it on here, smooth it out, and I'm just going to get a little, oh my gosh, making a mess over here. Okay, just going to get a little, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's, feels like I missed some right there. Well, I don't know. This isn't sticking very well this time around. I don't know. I'm going to play that by ear. I may have to go back over that with something else, because it's not sticking very well. And Maybe use a matte medium or something. No idea what happened on that. I've not had a problem with that before. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to see how it does. I may decide to go back over that with matte medium. Don't know yet. Okay, now what I decided to do on my Dressform. I'm sorry, I got glue boogers on my fingers. Okay, I'm going to take my Dressform now and let me grab this craft mat that's filthy. I haven't cleaned it yet. And I decided I'm going to take the Color Bloom spray in Tea Stain. And that's what I'm going to use to color my Dressform. Just the one color. And let that dry, flip it over, I'll do the other side, and then I'm going to start adhering all my laces to my backer board and my Dressform. So I'll be back. Okay, so here's where I'm at. What I did is the first thing I did is that I molded the lace right here to the top part of my Dressform, like so. And I did the back, and after I did it, I thought, gosh, I just wasted that because you're not going to see this back part. It's going to be glued down. So I'm really cheap when it comes to this. I don't like to waste anything. So I wish I'd thought of that beforehand, and I would have only just used the two little pieces there to form kind of like a little bustier. And the lace that I used was this right here from Tresors de Luxe. Beautiful lace. Very beautiful lace. Now, I had bought this a while back after seeing Trisha, Little Shabby Chic, when she was on the design team. I'd seen her do that to a Dressform. So I bought this specifically this is perfect. If you like to alter Dressforms, this is the perfect lace for doing that too. So I finally got around to doing it. So once I had that on, then what I did is I took a strip of this metallic gold glittery organza, and then also a strip of just white tulle, and I ran a stitch all the way across the top of one side, and then I drew it together to skirt it like this, because I knew I wanted to have a fluffy skirt on this mannequin. The couple of others that I've done, my skirts have been very flat. So this is my first puffy skirt that I've done for something like this. So, and now this time I did decide to not bring it all the way to the back, because again, I don't want anything to bulk up the back because it's going to be glued down like so. So I left that open, and I just kind of just played with the skirt until I got it the amount of poofiness that I wanted. So anyway, okay, so that's where I'm at right now with my Dressform. Alright, now I'm going to continue putting laces over the top. I haven't decided what I'm going to do as far as a lace over the top of my Dressform. I wanted to use something like this because I love this lace right here. So I was thinking about doing something like that. But again, I'm still playing around with that. So right now I'm just moving on until I get that figured out. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have this really heavy gauge wire, and I got this like at the Dollar Tree, so very inexpensive wire, and I'm going to form a wing, and I don't know exactly yet how I'm going to do that. I'm still playing with this, I'm going to get my tools out and just do the shape. It doesn't have to be a perfect wing. If you watched that episode of Scrapbook Soup, you would know what I mean, because they did a very rough angel wing on, on the show. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to do, just a rough kind of, you know, something like that, just to get the basic shape. Then I'm going to go over it with cheesecloth, just to have a base to work on. And then once I have that done, I am going to go in with some kind of lace. I haven't made up my mind. I think I've been saying that a lot this segment. I don't know yet. I don't know, because I really don't. I'm playing this by ear. So I think I'm going to go in with this though and cut this up. And I don't know, I may use individual leaves to do the layering of the angel wings. I'm not sure. So I just wanted, like I said, wanted to get you caught up with where I'm at right now and what I'm getting ready to do, because when I get back, a lot of this is already going to be done. Okay, now that I have my wings formed, and this is what the wing looks like after I have just wrapped cheesecloth all around it, and the matte medium, I mean. So just to have a base that I can further embellish on top of. The way this differs from the Scrapbook Soup episode is that they just kind of wrapped the cheesecloth around it and had it kind of dangle. And I like that look too, but for the sake of this project, I wanted to layer the trims on this. So I have already cut up a whole yard of the trim that I had used here, and this was part of, I got a lot more pieces out of it too. Here's like a smaller piece that was kind of, you know, at the top. I wish I'd recorded the video of the yard. I cut the entire yard up because I thought I was going to be using these over the entire thing, and I decided I wanted to have some feathers in here just to break up the color. And so anyway, cut this yard up, but it's no big deal because I would have done that anyway to use these little pieces as appliques. I just love them. Okay, so that's where I'm at with my angel wings right now. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to decorate the wings. And so what I did is I just took some feathers, went along the outer edge here. I haven't glued anything down yet, so I'm going to be gluing the feathers down, and then coming in with these pieces right here and just layering them, you know, just kind of to give it more of a fan shape or a feather shape. And I'll do the other one the exact same way. And then this thing will almost be done. I'm going to further embellish this too. I think I'm going to tuck some of these sprays, which you can get in the store. And I think I'm going to tuck some of those back behind, you know, back behind the lace, so that I have a little bit of sparkle showing on top of the feathers. So, but I haven't got that far yet. I just kind of wanted to catch you up with where I'm at right now, because I don't think I'm going to come back. I think when I'm done with this, it's going to just be the reveal video at the very beginning. Alright, I'll see you later.